How's it going, everyone? This is another new comic book day, Whiplash Wednesday for the PCP Army Bad Batch. We're going to go over our poll list that we got this week. We got tons of stuff here. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. We are in the middle of Whiplash Wednesday. You don't want to miss the other guys down below. In the description, I have links to all their channels. They're going to put out stuff all day long. Don't want to miss it. But we're here to go over the poll list, what we got this week. We're going to start with the big two, as always, going into Tom Taylor's Dark Ages issue number 2. Super excited for this book. Really liked issue number 1. And yeah, it's a little self-contained world here. Lots of cool cast of characters and interesting story. I'm digging it. Dark Ages number 2. Looking forward to it. Another one I'm looking forward to because I haven't been reading it at all is Spider-Man 75. Got that Gleason cover here. Have not read the Nick Spencer run at all. Watch you guys talk about it forever now. And so decent jumping on point, maybe either now or 6 months from now, one or the other. That's it for the big two, or that's it for Marvel, rather. Going into DC, we have Batman 114, that Ghostmaker cover. We're still in Fear State. It's a very, very interesting story. I love the art. Jorge Armendez is absolutely insane. The coloring and the art in this book is phenomenal. I love the story. I actually like where Fear State's going. I've enjoyed the ride so far. Tynan's run is good. And yeah, that's what I think about that. Arkham City, The Order of the World from DC. This is issue number 1. Very cool cast of characters in this book. The art and everything. Dan Waters, Danny, and Dave Stewart. Crazy, crazy creative team. Very, very good book. I highly recommend picking this one up. It's very gritty. It's very dark. It's very, it's a great book for this time of year. That's all I can say. Swamp Thing, 8 of 10 for Rom V. Another very good book. I think we're getting out of the Suicide Squad tie-ins. They're still in this book a little bit here and there. And so I think we're kind of heading out, and we're going to kind of conclude this story here soon and kind of set up what the next arc is going to be. So 8 of 10, Swamp Thing. Soul Plumber from DC Horror. This is from Parks. Yeah, so this is a very, very, very interesting book. It's a very cool first issue. It's very gritty. It reminds me of Arkham City in a way. It's very dark, very gritty kind of a book. The art's really interesting and detailed, and it's kind of like disgusting, which is perfect for this kind of a story. It's like an exorcism kind of a story, but with a unique take on it. It's like a televangelist kind of a thing going on here too. So it's a very, very cool book. I like the premise so far. We're going to keep going with that. Going over to Tynan, over at Nice House in the Lake, issue number 5, killer issue. If you like this run so far, you're gonna love this book. You're gonna love it. It's so good. If you're not reading Nice House, you have to be. It's like required reading right now. Got that B cover too, because I love the B covers and the cardstock on them. So that is it for the big two. Going over to some independent books, we have Aftershock number 1, Chicken Devil. He works at a hot chicken restaurant. I live in the Nashville area, so I hope that they have some cool little references or some kind of Easter eggs and things like that in there. I don't think we're going to see that, but here's to wishing, right? A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance from Rick Remender, issue number 1. I saw Rick Remender. I saw it was a recommendation from some of the guys in the group, so I went ahead and picked it up. Very, very light on the dialogue, as others have said, but the art is very interesting. The covers are going to be cool all next to each other, and it should be a cool story because Rick is really good at doing that kind of thing. The Me You Love in the Dark from Scotty Young, issue number 3. Really liked issue number 1 and number 2, number 2 especially, and so looking forward to seeing where this book will go. Not many books can, just using the art and shadowing and the ambiance alone, can kind of put you into a mood, and this book does a really good job of doing that. So anxious to see what happens here. The story just got really weird at the end of issue number 2. So Robert Kirkman on Firepower, issue number 16. Steady book. Never bad, never great, never something that's like meeting the, top picks of the week or something like that. But it's a pretty steady, consistent book. And, number 1's kind of going up there now all of a sudden, the trade, the issue 0, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to keep reading it and, keep going forward. Firepower, not a bad read. Not a bad read. Last Flight Out from Dark Horse Comics. Very interesting book from the first issue. This is issue number 2. And so it was just interesting enough for me to kind of get issue number 2. And so, yeah, we're going to go into it. It's a 6-issue run. The page quality is awful on these Dark Horse books this week. You're going to see it in the next book as well. But, the art's really interesting. I think the premise is pretty cool. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see how issue number 2 goes. Lucky Devil from Colin Bunn, issue number 3 from Dark Horse. Same page quality issue. Something's going on over at Dark Horse right now, and I hope it doesn't bleed over to the other publishers as well. But issue number 1 and issue number 2 were pretty interesting. Issue number 2 felt like a different story almost, because the progression between 1 and 2 took the story in a whole different turn. It like really progressed it forward, which was kind of cool and shocking. So we'll see if that same kind of jump happens here, or if it's like a more of a continuation, a smoother transition from 2 to 3. Looking forward to Lucky Devil. Out, number 1 from Upshot. This is Rob Williams. I don't remember ever reading anything from Rob, and but the premise is very, very interesting. We have a lot of books coming out with like supernatural, wartime kinds of things. The art is incredible in this book. Really looking forward to getting into this one. Very interesting one. I'm not going to say go out and get it. I haven't read it yet, but it seems very, very cool, and the quality is there. So hopefully the story is there too. Last book you'll ever read, issue number 3 from Vault. This is another Colin Bunn book. And I liked issue number 1, and issue number 2 dipped down a little bit, so hopefully they can reel it in for issue number 3. Just kind of peeking through, it looks like we're taking right up where we left off in issue number 2, which, I don't know. There's apparently lots of nudity and everything in this book, so careful with the kids, and keep it off the lower shelves at your comic book store. So that's what I got this week. What did you guys pick up this week? What are you looking forward to the most? And like I said before, the PCB Army Bad Batch is going to have content all day long. Links will be down below in the description. You do not want to miss it. We thank you for watching. We'll see you in the comments.